With you, clear your
KAWspiracy, baby.
Anyways, what's the topic for today, Comedy Krow?
It's the Illuminati. We're going to talk about the Illuminati, baby.
Welcome to KAWmedy Krow Podcast, where we put the Ka in comedy.
What's up, everybody? It's KAWmedy Krow Podcast, episode 26 with Sabastian Littlefield right here. How are you doing, Sebastian?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, yeah, we're going to be sharing a microphone. We lost a mic, or we didn't lose it. It just died. So this is going to be weird.
Rest in peace, Mike.
Before we get started, I have to say a few things. Number one, make sure you stick around to the end of this episode because KAWmedy Krow gave birth, and there will be a little special surprise at the end of this episode. We also have a lot going on in September, many shows. If you like open mics, we've added a second location. We were invited to do Salute Lounge in Temecula every Thursday, minus the last Thursday of the month for right now. 8 o'clock, free show, really cool spot. Amy and I just saw TJ Miller there. We'll talk about that in a sec. Also, we have a comedy brunch at Chubby Cheeks at the end of the month on September 22nd. It's a free show as well, and that's going to be a lot of fun with trivia. It's Viking themed, and check it out. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, KAWmedy Entertainment, and then our Crow Fights is this Sunday at Solaris Beer and Blending, 6 o'clock show, totally free. It's our second Crow Fights that we've done. It's a roast battle show. David Rosenberg is closing out the show. He will be on the judges panel alongside myself and Peter. We have a plethora of content coming for you. So stick around. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Yeah, subscribe and comment and let us know what you think. Anyways, let's get this show started. First off, I co-star and co-host and the love of my life sitting across from both of us. We love you so, or we, Gemini here. I love Amy, not speaking for Sebastian. Amy Quirk, everybody. Clap it up for Amy.
I'll clap for myself.
Yeah, I'll add it in post.
Gotta have some confidence here. Thank you, sweetie. I love you.
Oh, I love you too. And then I'm Christopher Keith Tyler, CKT, online or in person, whatever you want to call me. I appreciate something that's similar to CKT. I heard a podcast recently. I think I was referred to as CK, which is pretty neat because that's like Louis CK, but it's CK Tyler. CK Tyler, Christopher Keith Tyler, Chris Tyler. I don't care.
I'll take it.
Well, I'll take it.
I'll shove it down his throat and swallow.
Yeah. And then we've got KAWmedy Krow here. He's going to chime in a bit. But let's get to know Sabastian Littlefield. Sebastian, first off, how did you first start doing stand-up? Go from there, and I'll tap the mic, and we'll share the microphone like a cute couple.
He'll put his hand on your on your knee.
Yeah, let's get comfortable. All right. First time doing stand-up was in Minnesota. It was my birthday. I just moved there recently, and my friend decided to go back and play Catan with his other friends, and so I was like sad, and I drove to Acme just to catch a show, and I caught like the last person on stage or something, and I don't know, I was just like drunk sitting there like, I want to do this, and then the next week I tried it and it was fun.
Okay. And then that's it. You got the bug?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How much time did you do?
5 minutes, I believe. I had a really cool open mic at Camp Bar in Minnesota. Shout out to that open mic. I'm sure it's still going. Great people. And it was fun. I remember being paralyzed with anxiety the first time that I tried doing it. And as I was walking up to the stage, my body was like, just like run. Like it was just in full primal mode. Like just go away. Do not go on that stage. But I did. And then I told a joke and I got some like, and then all of that fear washed away and was replaced with like excitement. And I think I've been addicted to that feeling ever since.
Oh, nice.
I had to ask, are you from Minnesota? No. Okay. And then what city in Minnesota are those two locations? Because I have family in Minnesota, so I just want to know.
That was St. Paul. It's the sister city. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city.
Yeah, great city. great homeless people. They're very fun.
It's like going to
They're
Colorado, and the homeless people there are so kind and so
Yeah?
sweet. I love it.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, hey man, do you have a jacket? Do you have an extra jacket? And you're like, where am I?
Yeah, I've noticed like the colder the city, the nicer the homeless people are because they just want to be warm and near humanity. And then like the more humid, like in Georgia, the homeless people are literally in the street attacking cars. Like the humidity pumps up. Yeah, we were in a car and they were just like coming. Like, you're gonna give me money. Like, I'm like, we're getting robbed right now. Like, it's so crazy.
By finger point.
Yeah, by finger point. Like, he had a sign he's pointing at it. He was like, you, money. And I'm like, drive, Dad, go. And like, yeah.
I respect the hustle. I respect the, like, instead of asking, you're taking it like a man. I get that.
Is that manly?
I don't know.
I'm just curious. I really don't know, and that's why I'm asking.
Well, that's when you're really homeless. Is when you are like, I need money. Like,
Yeah.
I need
He's
help.
Extra
Yeah.
homeless.
Yeah.
Homeless. Diet homeless.
Yeah, or like, I guess like maybe there's different tiers of homelessness because there's like homelessness where you're newly homeless and you're like, shit, like I don't like this. I need money and I got to get out of this situation. And then there's like the other homeless that are like, I like being free. Like I don't want to owe anybody anything. I enjoy doing my own thing. I just want to be left alone. And then there's like the mentally ill homeless, and then there's the really intense homeless.
Maybe that's a really good point because I think that that's true. I also think that that's true because it's how long they've been homeless for, and it just like either escalates or goes down. Just a thought.
Yeah, we had a homeless lady in my hometown in Lincoln. She would always scream about stuff. Whenever you walked by, she's just yelling to nothing, just in like a 30-year meth psychosis. And
Bummer.
yeah, I used to yell at her, like back. I'd be like, I don't know. She'd be like yell some stuff, and I would like respond to it, and then she'd be like, bah, and yell at me. I regret that now, but at the time I was,
You were testing the waters, and I think you wanted to have some fun.
yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It stopped being fun when she got like mad at you, though. It became scary. You're like,
Oh,
you'll know it's
Like
what she's
she
capable of.
She might have like one of those like nail clippers with the little curly thing on it, and she's like whipping it out, going like, ah.
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Yeah, or maybe she's like a witch casting some spell on you, and you don't know. She
Truth.
starts speaking gibberish, and you're like, "Am I gonna get like poisoned or something?"
Like
I don't
voodoo
know.
dolls.
Exactly.
All that.
When we were walking up, when I met Sebastian outside, there was like I want to say like a model homeless woman. Did you see her? Yeah. She had like fake boobs and like dark tan, and she had her little bag of stuff, and like I'm like, oh, it's like when you see like a Victoria's Secret that just did too many drugs and just gave in. But like I'm like, oh, she's so beautiful.
I believe Victoria's Secret's all natural.
Oh, well,
It might
yeah.
be illegal for
She
them to
must have
be.
been all natural at one point, and now she's not. Now she's but yeah, she was like
fentanyl now.
all fentanyl. That's
Ah, dude.
yeah. I have to say, we were talking off mic earlier. I noticed Sebastian does like, natural puns, and I'm like, dude, you're really punny. And he's like, well, that's because I'm a dad. I'm like, oh shit, like, dude, that's it. Like,
I guess once you're like dad material, you become punny.
yeah, it's a weird thing that
How
happens
funny,
inside.
so punny. God damn it, I'm hanging around
You're
this guy too
transitioning
much.
into a dad right now.
When do I get a penis then? Because
Yeah. Sebastian, so after Minnesota, how did you get from there to here?
So I met my girlfriend under psychiatric hold, as you do,
that's normal.
And yeah, totally. It's kind of like a rom-com moment, but
Cool.
yeah. So
Story.
we met there, and then she moved to Idaho. I moved to Minnesota, and then she visited me. And then when she visited me like 2 weeks afterwards, she was like, I'm pregnant. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm moving into SoCal. She had moved down to SoCal. So came down here to live with my kiddo. I was like, would you like to live up north with my family? And she was like, no. And I was like, well, I guess I can't really, you can't make it, right? It's like kidnapping. You can't like come, she has the kid in her stomach, so I got to go wherever she is, right? So down here, it's been fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Has it really though? I'm sensing some non-enthusiasm.
I don't know. I think I just miss my family, and also I did like living in Minnesota, and SoCal's hot.
Right now, it's a little wacky here.
Yeah, it's on fire right now. Actually,
Right.
it's the hottest you can get, I think.
For it to be this week, 110 is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Especially Temecula we get this wonderful breeze. It's really beautiful, and usually it's cooler.
Yeah, this place is gorgeous. The place you guys live, I was walking around like, man, I can't imagine living in an old-timey town like this and just getting to see all this stuff all the time.
You get to walk around. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I had to say, my stepbrother Michael. Shout out to Michael Abear, everybody. Michael, you look like my stepbrother, and his family is deeply from my stepmom, and her side of the family is all in Minnesota. But you look like a young version of my stepbrother Michael. Anyways, I'm like, oh, I'm noticing. Yeah, is it like maybe a regional thing? Like
no, it is because there's a lot of Germans over there.
Right.
My mom grew. Well, no. Yeah, no, she did. The oldest and my mom and my grandma. Sorry, backtracking. But yeah, they're from Minnesota, and they moved to SoCal. Yeah, when she was pretty young, but they're from Minnesota.
Yeah. Are you German, or do you have German in your?
I don't think so. No.
Oh, okay.
Only in the beliefs, system, but
Seek.
Yeah.
H. Just kidding.
Now, when we first met at Solaris Beer and Blending, is that correct?
yes, you were in a green suit.
Yeah, you got the green suit right there. Yeah,
It's retired.
Yeah,
It doesn't look retired. It smells retired.
Collecting pension now.
yeah. So you were saying like you met me and I was in the morph suit, but you didn't know who was inside the morph suit and like the voice. Something. Go on. What were you saying about that?
It was so the first time I saw you, you were in the morph suit, and I was like, "This is interesting." And then I was very surprised when you took your mask off because you didn't look anything like what I expected. I think it might have been the beard that threw it off. Now I think about it more, I don't know, I expect you to look like a lumberjack maybe or something. And then it was just I saw you and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It's how you always think someone sounds different from their voice, and you see them and you're like always taken aback. It's like the mask thing. Even with this part of the face, you have no idea what they look like.
Yeah, I was happy with that part of the face. I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always I think like I get a lot of comments. People thought that I was going to look like Samuel L. Jackson when I took my mask off.
Really?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, that would have been cool.
But what was fun about that having a beard in the morph suit, I had a thick neck. Like I had this like
it was really weird.
Yeah, I had this like bulging thyroided neck.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, "What's wrong with the guy in the morph suit?" Anyways, yeah. So you came to Solaris and you've been so consistent. Your presentation, your performance, and what is your like? Who are your inspiring comics like that you watch that were your favorites?
As a kid, Bill Burr and Louis C.K. Big time still Louis C.K. I love his dark comedy. I would like sneak into my living room. My dad had like a pre-programmed, like downloaded all this stuff, and he'd be like, "You can't watch Always Sunny or South Park or Louis C.K." And those are my three favorite things at this moment, comedy wise.
Dude, South Park.
Oh, dude,
For the
I love
win.
South Park so much.
Dude, seriously.
I want to meet Matt and Trey.
But
Dude,
God,
that would be so awesome.
That's
yes.
Seriously?
definitely one of our
awesome.
goals.
That's cool. That's cool.
Absolutely. Hang out, do some mushrooms or something.
Oh yeah. See, they showed up to what was it, like the Emmys on acid or something? like
Yeah.
that? So weird.
Yeah,
So
and they
cool.
talked about
Dresses.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
so good.
Sorry. Yeah, they were drinking. They were wearing dresses on acid. Super cool guys. It reminds me like that feeling of meeting Trey Parker and Matt Stone would be like when we met or going and seeing TJ Miller at Salute. Like he just randomly popped in on Friday and did this show. and it was like watching lightning being caught in a bottle. And I imagine
Wild.
that's exactly the level of like Trey Parker and Matt Stone, where you're just like in awe.
I feel like the energy would be, because when we saw TJ, it was so pungent. Like the energy was so big, and you can feel it. It was like a dream. It was weird.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
No, please, no,
yeah.
I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. Well, Amy and I went and saw him, and like it was weird because we just started doing Salute on Thursday, and then on Thursday, the owner Sal, shout out to Sal, he was like, "Hey, Chris, TJ Miller's going to be here on Sunday," and I just lost my mind. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, "What? How in the world?" And he's like, "Yeah." Paul Rodriguez is doing a show, and TJ is going to do we're going to add on TJ Miller. I'm like, dude, I will. Amy and I immediately had to buy tickets, and we go, and there was like 11, not even 11 people in line outside of as they're gearing up, and they were telling everybody, if you stay for the show, you only have to pay another $10 to see TJ. And so like everybody there that was there for Paul Rodriguez stayed, and TJ just came in there, and I love crowd work, but like this was on a different level. Like he like came in
magic man.
Yeah, he like,
dear God,
like he was talking about the venue, and like it was really good, but like to see somebody like in the moment thinking 2 steps ahead, where he would say something and then have another thing lined up ready. It was very just amazing to witness. And I've never laughed so hard at a live show, where my hat and glasses were flying off, and I had to go pick up my shit and like not like my clothes and stuff. And like Amy and I were dying. And then and then it turned out TJ Miller and I have a lot in common. Like he has, well, for one, or we're both from Colorado. We're both almost the same age. He's June 3rd, and I'm June 3rd. He's June 4th. We're both Geminis. We're both from Denver, Colorado. We both like roughly the same age. And then like they were saying, oh, you can meet TJ if you buy one of his jars of peanut butter. And like every time I come home from a show, I eat peanut butter. And I was like, dude, are you kidding me, dude? Like we're so in line. I'm like, I became a big fanboy. Amy was like, absolutely, don't freak him out. Don't like.
Yeah, because that was the first time I actually saw him kind of like. I mean, I've been fangirl, and I was fangirl when I met Iron Maiden's artist, Christopher. I keep thinking of Christopher Ride from Ulver, but Derek Riggs. But dude, this was on a different level of like,
yeah, that was me.
Yeah, see,
totally losing it. Yeah. Have you ever been a fan? Have you met any like super famous comedians by chance?
I met Christopher Mark Lawrence at the Derby show that we did together. Mm-hmm. I didn't really know him that well, so I didn't fangirl or anything, but it was really cool. Gave me some cool advice.
Mark Christopher Lawrence?
Yeah, he's like a kind of a...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was in Terminator 2 and Chuck, and he was in our chain comedy. Oh, Mark Christopher and Lawrence and I did a sketch with him where I was his chauffeur. And
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know any... I'm not really cultured. People are like, oh, do you like George Carlin and, these older comedians? I'm like, no, I'm not.
Okay, that's your homework tonight, sir. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Because
I know George Carlin. I like George Carlin, but I meant like he was the only one I could think of. But like they'll bring up other people that are popular and famous, and I have no idea at all.
Don Rickles, man.
You know Don Rickles?
He's the old guy, right?
Yeah. He talks about every race, and I love it. Yeah, Jewish. He's very aggressive. I mean,
he's a roaster. He's a roast master legend.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's fun.
We kind of went on a tangent, but yeah, meeting Trey Parker, Matt Stone would be the ultimate. It's right up there. Like,
I would lose my mind.
Oh my God, right?
Jerk
like
them both off.
Tell me something I don't know about you, please.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, who likes trains? I'll be the caboose. Yeah, no.
Have you ever seen
roasted by them? Would be pretty awesome.
Definitely. Like I would take it. And normally I wouldn't.
Yeah, Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
I've
but
never wanted to be a cuck before, but like Trey Parker, Matt Stone. I'm kidding, man.
I'd get married just to let him cuck me. Honestly.
Trey Parker. Well, anyways, real quick, to close out on the TJ Miller bit. So then we got to meet him, and unfortunately, the Keith, who is hosting and like working with TJ.
Dude, that guy's rad too. His
yeah.
comedy is like
Norm Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald,
Yeah, he
sorry,
toured with Norm Macdonald, and he was.
it's so crazy because Chris pointed it out, and I was like, dude, that does sound like Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, his stand-up sounds just like Norm Macdonald format.
Formatted.
Yeah.
Very, very sweet.
Yeah.
Sounds like a real jerk.
No, yeah, he comes off that way. But yeah, Keith was when we bought the peanut butter. Maybe I was too caught in my element or what, but I didn't catch the part where it was like one person per jar, and so Amy didn't get to go with me to take the photo.
Dude, my heart broke.
Yeah,
because
that sucks.
I was like, I'm a super fan. TJ's up. Dude, TJ's up there with like, dude, I actually said Carlin.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude,
No, that's not surprising. He's fucking hilarious.
he's fucking hilarious. He's
Yeah.
always in it. He's always like, always juice, always something. There's never a lull. There's always like, he knows exactly what he's doing. And the movies that's great. That's wonderful. But I love his comedy. I love his stand up.
I would love to see him do stand up. You guys definitely are blessed to be able to wait. When I saw that post, bro, I was so jealous. I was so like, fuck.
No, it was a random, just strange.
So
It
random.
was so strange that it was like, oh yeah, you're starting to do open mic here. Well, now TJ Miller is going to be here, and
Yeah.
we're just like, what?
This is a sign.
yeah. Next week they'll be like, oh yeah, Trey Parker and Matt Stone are going to do a show. You
Oh
want to
my
be in it or whatever?
God.
Oh my God, salute! Yeah.
If that happens, you live text me. I'll drive a million miles to go see those guys.
Yeah, we'll put it on emergency.
Yes. Like an Amber Alert, please.
Yeah.
Sebastian, please be here.
Save us.
Yes, when you're having a good
Kidding.
experience, think about me, please. Yeah. That's the first thing you do.
So I get to go back and meet Trey Parker, TJ Miller, and you know what? Like when you're starstruck, like, because I was like, be normal, don't go crazy. It's fine, and like. And what was really neat was I just happened to have our comedy entertainment
The last
magnet
magnet
one that we had. I had it on, and I was on our jar, or the peanut butter jar, and I'm holding it, and he was like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's for you. It's for you." And he's like, "I'm like, it's a magnet. You can put it on your fridge." And TJ's like. He's like, what is? I'm like, my wife, she's right outside, but like we own comedy entertainment and we put on shows, and I just happened to start doing a salute here, open mics, and he's like, oh, how was it on Thursday? I'm like, well, we're building it up, like it's starting out, but it was, we're excited to be here, and it's gonna get better. And he's like, no, dude, just keep sticking with it, and I was like, yeah, I just want to let you know that it's really cool to meet you. You and I have a lot in common, being Gemini and both from Colorado. He's like, where in Colorado? I'm like, Grand Junction, Highlands Ranch. He's like, oh yeah, that's a really good place. And we chit chat for a little bit, and we took like awkward photo, like you don't know how it's gonna turn out. And I'm like, and I got my jar.
Chris was so happy in that photo, was he not?
Yeah,
like
Trying to hide his erection. Yeah.
exactly.
I was wearing a cup, so yeah, no, I just wore the green screen morph suit cup, so TJ didn't know. But yeah, that was it. And then he signed the peanut butter, and we split. But yeah, we definitely want to see him again, and we'll buy more peanut butter so then we can get.
I can't
Amy
wait
and
to buy more peanut butter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Amy's all into peanut butter now. But that's it for that story. Now,
let's go back.
Yeah, let's
go back.
Yeah, let's go back. With comedy, you mentioned Mark Christopher Lawrence and performing at Derbies. Have you ever done any LA spots or San Diego spots? And if so, what are your favorites so far?
Well, I did just get passed at Flappers.
That's That's right. That's why we had to move. Yeah. How'd that go?
It went well. I went to one round of the tournament and I got moved to the second round.
Yay.
Very excited for that.
When's the second round?
I don't know. They're supposed to book me. I keep looking at my email every day, like all anxious. Like, what if I slip through the cracks? But no, it's very fun. They gave me $100, and so first time I got paid from comedy, big moment for me.
Yes.
I was like, whoa.
That's the craziest thing where they're like, we're going to give you money for being you.
Yeah,
That's
right?
the best shit. Like, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I'm robbing the place. Like,
That's
this
a
is
creative
amazing.
Pocket, knowing.
You're like, now I feel bad for actually robbing the place. Damn it. I shouldn't have done that. No, I love that experience. I love Flappers, great club. They told me, like, the Josh Schneider, shout out to Josh Schneider, told me that I need to focus on building my comedic character next. So I've been, reading the Steve North book that I have and trying to, like, define a persona. I'm trying to lean more, like, less into, like, jokes and more into, I don't know, like, figuring out what's absurd about me, my past and stuff. It's been very fun. It's been...
So you're also learning about you a
For
little
sure.
bit more.
For sure.
I always dug, like, comedians that really let themselves go, and that I'm able to kind of get to know them too.
For sure. You want to be, it's supposed to be like an intimate, what is it? What does Steve North say in the book? He's like, true stand-up is like a intimate, spontaneous conversation with a lunatic or something like that. So, yeah, you want to feel the people, I guess. And, yeah, it's very cool. I very much like it. All that stuff I said last night about lying to kids for attention, it's all true. Just, I didn't say the Eddie Van Halen stuff really. I'm writing jokes out of it, but I used to be totally like, I lied to a kid one time about how my mom makes sweeter grapes than everybody else. I was like, she gets more sugar into the grapes. Yeah. And even an 8-year-old was like, that's not possible. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, chill. Like, I know my mom's awesome, but.
Oh yeah, I wrote down. I didn't tell you last night. You were talking about like how the part of your bit you were saying about your dad being better than everybody else, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote down, like he was saying, like, can you explain, like in paraphrasing, but like what was the original bit like for the dad thing? What were you saying?
Well, for last night.
Yeah.
So that was my dad went to prison. And I never got attention growing up too much because of it. So I would just lie to kids all the time for attention, especially about having a dad. And basically, whenever someone would talk about their dad, I would just crush their spirits by making them think that my dad was the best dad that could possibly exist.
Oh my God, that's heart-wrenching.
It's funny.
Yeah.
We're having fun, guys.
Yeah, I know. No, it was great. Like I was cracking up, but I thought because you were saying something about how you would make up a story about how your dad was better than all their dads, and you would make up a story about the dad was sleeping with everybody. Where was it?
Yeah. So like I was like, it doesn't even have to be like a good thing. Like they'll be like, my mommy and daddy aren't together anymore. And I'd be like, well, it's because my dad fucked your mom, and my dad fucks everybody's moms. He's the best dad. He's the
Dad of the year, number one dad.
I wrote down, my dad is the Chuck Norris of dads. He not only fucked all the moms, but he fucked your dads too. Yeah.
It tracks. My dad's bisexual, so yeah, I could use that.
There you go.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
That
He's
sells.
definitely bisexual now.
Yeah. Whether or not he wanted to or not. Yeah.
No, it just came to him.
You're a dad. You're totally a dad. You got puns.
I'm gonna wait for my penis. Put it on order.
Real quick, shout out to Solaris Beer and Blending. Right now, this is what we're drinking. Kenny, I got the mother load.
Go
It's
Kenny.
called, Kenny's got.
We love Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny's the shit. He's got mother. Yeah, so that's what I'm drinking right now. Amy, what? Oh wait, what? Sebastian, what are you drinking?
Cut in line. This is Nice Dream. Yeah, Belgian Witbier. I don't know what that means.
Beer.
But what's the wit part? Like
Wit
smart?
is wheat.
Oh,
it's a wheat
okay,
beer. That's
all
what
right.
wit beer.
I see.
Wit. Yeah.
I'm a little bit lost,
beer.
but I'm going to pretend like I know what's happening.
Yeah.
It's a German, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, because sometimes like Belgian has similarity to to German words. So yeah,
Okay.
that's all I got.
And what do you got over there?
Dude, I got the fresh out of the vault, Eddie's electrifying brew. And dude, I bet you Derek Riggs did this new one for them.
I bet so
You guys,
too. Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah. Make sure you go on Amy's Instagram or TikTok, and she's got her signing. She made a signing video with.
I did.
Derek.
I'm actually really proud of it.
I have to
Delicious,
say,
by the way.
the weirdest thing, since we're on this topic, after meeting Derek and Vinny, we were invited to go have dinner with them at a Indian restaurant in town called Mantra, and the weirdest thing happened where I'm sitting there. I was talking to, I think his name was Mike.
Yeah, it was Mike.
Yeah, and he's a performer for an Aussie cover band. I remember that, and we're sitting there, and I'm having this conversation, talking like this, and just we're all having a good old time. It's like a table of like 12, and then an empty pitcher of water.
It was a carafe.
A carafe?
Just to give you a visual.
Okay, yeah, it's like a, I don't know, like a vase, a plastic vase-shaped glass it's plastic, but it's sitting right between us. And as I'm talking to him, it moved like 4 to 6 inches across the table on a tablecloth. No water was on the table. It was just a tablecloth.
By itself?
Yeah, by itself. And it slid. And I'm talking, and it's like that. And Mike and his girlfriend or wife, Tiffany, and they were like, "Oh, did you see that?" And I'm like, "I saw something move." And they're like, "The glass, it moved." And I'm like, "Oh," and so we like tried to recreate it. And then Tiffany busted out a electromagnetic EMF reader. And like she's like, "I'm a ghost hunter," and like,
Dude, the irony of her having that with her.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh my god, this is so crazy." So she hands it to me, and I put it on the glass, and it started going off.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was super weird. Have you ever experienced any paranormal anything?
One time when I was a wee lad, I was looking through my bedroom door, and I saw like a little like ginger kid with like big poofy hair just like peeking through my door, and I went, "Mom!" And that's the only thing. I don't know. I could have just been hallucinating from all the drugs I was doing at age 7, but
No. Yeah. No, I mean, kids.
Dude, parents
kids,
put their kids on a lot of fucking drugs, man.
well, pharmaceutical drugs. Yeah, right. That's true.
They're drugs.
But kids also are still in tune at that age. Like I think like it cuts off at like 8, maybe. I don't know.
Actually, I think it's sooner than that. I think 5 is kind of like 6.
Where it starts fading out.
Yeah.
But
you're talking about like the connection to the other side. Okay.
Yeah.
But maybe ginger spirits they last a little longer.
Yeah, maybe their spirits do last longer.
Yeah, like South Park said, like Trey Parker and Matt Stone said that they don't have souls, so like they last a little bit.
Stuck here.
Yeah. They can't go anywhere.
No, that's crazy.
They're haunting Sebastian.
With that said, let's move into our cause. Oh, we're so sorry. I'm never prepared for this. Okay, here we go.
It's KAWspiracy! Yeah! KAWspiracy, baby! Yeah!
KAWmedy
up,
Krow, are
KAWmedy
you
Krow?
drowning?
What's wrong with you? Clear your.
KAWspiracy, baby!
Anyways, what's the topic for today, KAWmedy Krow?
It's the Illuminati. We're going to talk about the Illuminati, baby.
Yeah, Illuminati. This is for entertainment purposes only, and we are just joking around, but we're going to talk about the stuff that we've been fed to through the internet and have fun with it. So if you want to believe everything we're saying, that's on you, but this is just for fun. Now, for the Illuminati, do you think, what is it about the Illuminati that's so fascinating?
The fact that our lives are controlled by them is pretty interesting to me, I think.
Keep
How so?
going. Keep going.
Because, I don't know. I guess the Illuminati is the right term. I just have always known that there are like cabals at top, like rich people who hide in the shadows and manipulate people and get them what to do, tell them what to do. And so I think that's very fascinating.
Sort of like those video clips that people are showing where like all the news reporters have the same script and they're like, this is all this is real news, believe this, but it's like 50 to 100 channels all sharing
everyone using the same phrases, right?
That's very freaky.
Yeah, super creepy. And then like there's the whole the parties, the Hollywood parties, because like
the white parties.
Yeah, the all white parties. And that's not. You don't have to be white.
It's clothes.
Yeah,
They're
clothes.
clothes.
Yeah, it's not a all Caucasian
Internet,
party.
Relax, chill. Everyone knows that Hollywood has their white clothes party. I'll rephrase.
Yeah,
go ahead.
White clothed parties. And then, but have you ever seen? Do you know about the whole like back rooms? Not the game, but like, ironically, they have the scary game called Backrooms, but I think that's sort of alluding to how Hollywood is, because there's these parties that where there's rooms like long hallways, and each room there's like rituals going on, and if you get into these elite parties, sometimes you walk down there and they want you to see what's behind the doors. Mm-hmm.
Wait, have you heard of that?
No. This is creepy.
Okay. So we were on Illuminati, and now we're going into Hollywood, which I know they go hand in hand. Yeah. But how much do you know about, or what do you feel, et cetera, about the Illuminati? I know you expressed it a little bit, but
I just know that we're being controlled, and that Hollywood is definitely probably some sort of I don't know, like it's like how music is really powerful, same with like media and attention and whatever, and they're supposed to, like, I read a book about karmic laws, or it had karmic laws in it, and how they have to follow certain rules, so it's like, if I sold you a pack of cigarettes and I didn't tell you they were poisonous, then karmically I'm the one that's wrong. But if I give you a pack that says poisonous cigarettes and I tell you you're gonna take like 20 minutes off your life with every one that you smoke and get these diseases, and you still buy it, then karmically I'm okay, like, because I warned you of
because they fucking know that shit's true.
Exactly. They're supposed to follow like rules from demon gods or whatever it is. So I think that's part of what media is. When people say like Simpsons predict the future, I feel like they have to show you their playbook, so to speak. Shout out to, what's his name? Can't remember. Mark something. He had a great skit about it, but yeah, they're basically like, they have to tell you what they're doing, otherwise they are not abiding by those rules.
Right, and they're breaking the laws of what they're a part of, meaning that they will probably get like whipped or something, whatever happens. Yeah.
I want to see that behind the closed doors. Let's flog that.
What was it was like, was it pre-programming? Is that what
we already are.
Like, no, the like 9/11 was like a big one where they found, after 9/11 happened, all these people started seeing like in old cartoons and commercials where they had shown attacks on the Twin Towers over and over and over, and so many different variants, and people were like, it's either a ritual where if they show the public, the media will show billion people, all the eyes are watching these. If enough people see it enough, it becomes reality. And that's sort of like why the Illuminati has an eye in the pyramid. It's
like
the eye. There's something about like optometry. They're real big with the optometry and eyes.
Illuminati was just an optometrist, and he was like, "Fuck it, I just want to control everybody." Change his life.
Yeah. Eyeballs.
That's why, like, for example, like where I is also I, but it's just spelled different, and it's also the word I, EYE, is it's a palindrome. It works both ways. And I know with black masking, I think that's what it's called, where if you play a record backwards, it says...
Oh, like the Beatles album.
Yeah, the Beatles album. Or, you can hear a different thing playing backwards. And I think that's called back masking. Black or back masking. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
Be nice.
But yeah... going, or Aleister Crowley was a big part of all of this, and he was tied into the Beatles as well, and like being able to speak frontwards and backwards, race car, and like the word race car goes both ways, and there's something to that, and
there's something to words just in general. Words, spelling. What is spelling? Spells. Where was I going with this? Sorry. But yeah, our words absolutely have everything to do with. That's why the whole manifestation. I think everything that we learned about like not trusting government or knowing that there's more to this life, or it all kind of comes together. Watching what you say, watching what you think.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It all plays a part.
Watching with your eye. But you're watching what you think and watching what you say, and you're watching what you're listening to, or listen to what
when
you watch.
When you really think about how we speak, it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So like, the people in power, the puppeteers, the Illuminati, and then Freemasonry is like sort of tied into.
So
it
what is the difference
and,
between? I mean, maybe you guys know the difference between Freemasonry and the Illuminati. I think I'm a little confused. They seem like the similar entities, yet the same entities.
Yeah.
Yet I still feel like they hang out at, the Grove. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or the Bohemian Grove.
Grove.
Yeah. There's different Freemasonries. Like every town and county has a Freemasonry group. Did you know that?
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, it's in every single city.
There's one in Temecula, there's one in Marietta, there's one in Elsinore.
I saw the one in Elsinore one time when we were driving by. It's like isn't it like a biker house or something?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I was like,
most of them are.
I don't like that.
It's weird.
It's creepy.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and so there's different tiers of Freemasonry working their way up to, because like after like 33 degrees and all that, now you're getting into Illuminati. You don't go into the Illuminati just by joining a Freemasonry. You have to work your way up. It's like an Eagle Scout or whatever, a Boy Scout. The Illuminati is like the Eagle Scout of Illuminati. That's a weird analogy, but
we don't know. So we don't really know the difference. Is it?
Well, that's what I'm trying to answer the question. Is like Freemasonry. Okay. There's Freemasonry it's all through America,
right.
But the Illuminati is like the pinnacle.
Okay, like
the highest level.
So it's kind of like how
the apex.
To be like what is it called? If you want to be in like the SEALs, they just like choose you from the Army, right, or whatever it is, and like so the Illuminati comes down to the Navy.
Yeah. Oh. Are you talking about Navy SEALs?
The Navy. Yeah.
Your Army has Army Rangers.
Army has
so much
Army
gayer
Ranger
than Navy SEALs. That's crazy. I'm a Ranger.
Yeah, the name doesn't sound as appealing as Navy SEALs.
I mean, Army people are pretty babied.
But go on. Sorry.
I was just gonna say that it just seems like how like the SEALs go to the Navy and they're like you and pull them in and put them. I guess I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but basically
recruiting.
Exactly.
Right.
You have to be in the Freemasons before they all right.
They're like you're part of the Illuminati, but I'm sure that like takes like a lifetime to get to.
It takes a while.
Okay, we're thinking of levels here. Yeah. So to answer the question, it's probably just a different level of, right? Yeah,
I've noticed that, and because I like conspiracies and I like to look up this stuff, and I'm a big dork with it. What I've learned, and I could be wrong, find out in the comment and let me know. Freemasonry, there's like the 33rd degree, but the first initial, from what I've seen, is if you join a Freemasonry, first it's very biblical and Christian based, but then when you get to level 33, you start realizing that it's not, and that also throughout their like Freemasonry quote unquote Bible, there's a lot of Egyptian hieroglyphic content, and it's like all tied into like Egyptian stuff, and then you're like, what's happening? And so there's been people that have spoke out about like, I got to 33 and I realized that it's not what it was at all, but that's where you're starting to get into the club of the Illuminati.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So then there's like
completely
we had.
changes. It shifts gears into
Yeah.
something completely.
I love the irony that you're drinking a Monster Energy drink, which is tied to the Illuminati. A lot of people think because the 3, the claw, and it's like Egyptian. There's like a whole symbolism about that.
Well, thank you, Illuminati, for the
For the energy, I'm gonna go do a backflip on my motorcycle. You go hit my mom. Yeah, it's like it's the gateway drug to what is it, a wife beater shirt.
for sure. Well, it's funny you brought up 33. That's supposed to be an angel number. It's interesting they chose that number for
Oh yeah.
for their final level. Like you're ready. It kind of seems like the real version of Scientology, you know, like the levels, and you get to the top, you get the ultimate secret. But Scientology is just like a bunch of fibs that a 7th grader told you.
Yeah.
My dad's controller of the universe, Ron L. Hubbard, and, you know, stuff I was doing, I guess.
He's an alien with a spaceship. Yeah.
Our souls.
Yeah, and then lastly on this topic, there's like the talk of and this ties into TJ Miller strangely. Bloodlust. Yeah, Bloodlust from Gore Burger. The Gore Burger show. TJ Miller had his late night talk show style entertainment where he's a monster.
He's yeah.
But
I
he's
can't
always
imagine
talking
like
about
operating that huge thing. TJ,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, I don't know who's operating that mask, but
That was the shit.
but he in there they're talking about like cannibalism, and like that ties into the Illuminati and like eating kids or babies, or the fear. There's something about fear.
Allegedly.
And then, like, allegedly, I'm not saying TJ Miller's a part of it, but maybe he's blowing the cover off of it a little bit. But there's
Allegedly.
like with like again allegedly this is what people talk
I'm
about
here
on
for
the
you,
internet.
Chris.
Thank
I'm
you.
here for you,
Yeah.
Chris.
That Disney has talked about like what was it? Monsters Incorporated, like about like feeding on fear, and that was like they're blowing the cover off of how
Because they have to tell you
right.
the cigarettes, right?
Even though at the end of the movie they realize like, oh, the joy of kids laughing is more powerful than the screaming of children. And I like that. Yeah.
Nice little bow on it, you know.
Yeah. When I
And that bow is so pink.
yeah. When I do stand up, and there's a handful of times where I've quote unquote killed it, where like just it was a destruction. Again, like less than, I would say, 5 times in 15 years I've had the taste of killing it. And I would say TJ Miller definitely at that level
kills
all the time. But
that must feel so good.
when you're killing it on stage, and everybody's just like, every line you say, they're just eating out of your hand, like, not literally, but you could like just wiggle and they just start going bananas. And the amount of love that you feel from that much love from if a room full of strangers, and they're all like, Sebastian, please stop. I can't breathe. And you just run your jokes over them because you've only got a few minutes, and they're like, I can't. And you're literally killing it. That's the best shit. Like, it's better than the fear of children. So fuck that shit, dude. You just need joy in life.
I do have a question for you about that. So I've never killed like that, but I want to know if you feel like you would have received a similar level of love if everyone just kind of screamed in unison at all your jokes that you told. In fear.
Just like,
Yes. Oh, screaming out of fear because they're scared of how bad the jokes are.
That would be I think that would be pretty awesome.
I would
horrified.
accept.
Yeah.
I would accept.
You're like, that's power still, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The closest thing to that is like when they just get up and they walk out. Yeah. You're not killing it when they're leaving. They're running away. I mean, they're not running away. They walk out like to let you know. If
you were at, sorry, real quick, if you were at a club and someone walks out, I feel like that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're at like, an open mic or a place that isn't necessarily a brewery, we do a lot of breweries and restaurants or what have you. If they walk out, it's probably for a reason. Like, what if they got a babysitter and they got to go? Yeah. So there's,
I will
just
say,
to help a brother out, like just in case he might feel insecure. I've
never killed an open mic.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, you don't at open mics. It's different than a club where everyone paid to go see and they're there for comedy and they're like primed and ready and like they're there to have fun. That's where the only time I've ever killed was at Aces Comedy Club and Ontario Improv. Those two and
where's Aces Comedy Club?
It's not around anymore. It was in Marietta.
It was, right off the 215.
Yeah, it's sat 300 at peak maximum, and it was a blast. But yeah, Aces Comedy Club and then Ontario Improv is a hot spot. I did kill at the Ice House a long time ago, but it was small. But again, a comedy club. Like there's something about.
Because they go there for comedy. They, like if you paid money to actually see comedians perform, that's a totally different experience. You're already as a buyer or what have you, a viewer, expecting at least to laugh a little. So your mindset is there. And when you have everyone's attention, their attention is on you, totally different. Totally different. So
yeah, so when comics are like, "Oh, dude, I fucking killed it last night," I'm like, "Where were you?" And they're like, "Oh, I was at an open mic." And you're like, "Okay, well, I mean, there's different tiers of like killing it. One time I was it was the night I did it at Aces Comedy Club. Bruce Jingles, we did a podcast at Aces Comedy Club at one point. He was like, "Oh, I want to give it up." Chris is the MVP tonight. Give it up for Chris. And I was like, damn, thank you very much. He's like, you were white hot. And I'm like, never heard that before. What does that mean? And he was like, white hot is like when a star is like so white, it's so hot that like that was the night where they were like, I can't breathe. Like, and I was just running the jokes. And but ever since that, like I've just always chasing the dragon. Like I just want.
That sounds so fun.
It is fun, dude. You can do it.
Yeah, I hope so one day. My comedy's pretty divisive though. Like honestly, it's very dark humor.
Okay.
I had told a joke about my dad going to prison for molesting my stepsister, and I got like good laughs in the crowd. But then like I didn't see this at the time, but like my friends told me afterwards that one chick just immediately went
right
and like stared at me. So I always feel like. If I ever did kill, it would probably be if I had like an established like fan base or something. No,
I had 0 fans. It's not that at all. And back then,
but your comedy isn't that divisive, is it? Like it's not as dark. So.
No, dude. When I was doing it, I was talking about drugs and tampons being pulled out and thinking it was a magic trick, but it wasn't. It was like gross and nasty. That was like
But that's like gross and nasty. When you're talking about molesting and that gets like because there's a lot of people that can relate and they feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the time I was at the Shamrock one time and the guy there was the closest I got to getting punched in the face. The guy at the bar, a comic went on stage and he like was just he pissed off the entire room and I was hosting and. This is like 10 years ago, and he gets off stage and immediately left. He had to leave because they were so angry. And I was like, "Oh, let's calm it down. Let's calm it down, everybody. Hey, it might have been his first time. It's okay. Like, who can remember your first time having sex? Like, my first time, I was 15. Can anybody go lower?" And like people, and I was doing like a bidding thing and people were like 13. And I was like, "Whoa, we got 13. And then all of a sudden some guy at the bar with his back to the show, just in a dark place, he's like 7. And the room like turned and I was like, "Oh, dude, it was like so rough."
Oh man, he got raped.
Yeah, and so then I
Been there.
I was gonna say, "Aw."
No. And so then I get off. I was like, let's just keep this show going. Like, bring up the next comic. It was an open mic, and but it was 100 people, and I walk off the stage, and then he starts coming for me, and
Didn't even do anything.
right,
He's
but
the
he
one who interjected.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people's egos are so big they can't even.
Well, you can't.
know.
If you've been raped at 7, you probably are just waiting for someone to bring it up so you could pummel them.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you're just angry all the time,
Yeah.
just waiting.
but
for
he
that
brought it
moment.
up. That was the thing. He brought it up. I didn't say. It wasn't like,
And they're like, hey, you,
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
raped when you were 7,
You
right?
sad
Yeah.
man in the corner.
Yeah. So then he starts coming for me, and I just locked eyes with him because I'm like, I was waiting for it, and he's approaching, you could see it in his eyes, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm about to fight this guy over something that happened to me when I was 40 years ago, because he was older, and then he comes up to me and he shakes my hand. He goes in for a handshake, and like he shakes my hand, he pulls me close, and he goes in my ear and he's like, "You're welcome." And then he walked out of the Shamrock, and I was like, this guy thought that he like helped me.
Oh, wow.
It was
Yeah.
for the show.
He's like Batman. He's like, I'll use my pain for good.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really sad and very funny that happened to you. 13, 12, 7.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he exposed himself, right?
Right. Yeah. He was like, why would, okay. Yeah. It was such a weird thing, but the psychology of an audience and like, and I adore open mics. Like and as long as we try to keep it classy, there's a way you can talk about dark things, but the darker it gets, the lighter it has to be balanced. You have to like say something that people are going to be uncomfortable, but then we can all laugh about it together. And that's the art of, so that's why I don't. Yeah.
So I think that perhaps, I don't know, but just guessing, that yes, your humor is dark, and yes, you probably have more of a potential to get like the people that are, and upset. And I, kind of to understand that, I guess.
Yeah.
But you're the entertainer, so it is how you're going to deliver it and how you're going to mend it.
100%. If someone gets offended about something that's not the intention, that tells me I need to probably either see if it's my fault or if they're just kind of a wimp.
And there's definitely wimps out there. You're right, 100%.
But like you said, if someone has been through that experience and you make a joke out of it, it's understandable. Everyone has their line. And I get uncomfortable with certain jokes too, but I just don't get mad about it.
I
just
know.
Go,
And there is
not funny.
And there's a difference. Like if you don't like the comedian, if you don't like their jokes, like jog on, But
Oh.
I mean, right?
I thought
like
you were saying the name of someone. Jog on. I was like, who's that? No, who's saying jog
It's
on?
like a Star Wars character.
no, yeah, I mean just like ignore it, go away, whatever. It's not your cup of tea. Move the fuck on. The entertainers, if you don't like the entertainer, move on. I do believe that. I do believe that people have the right to speak their mind too. So, but people aren't like that. And people don't typically do that. Not the typical ones.
Yeah, it's okay. Like comedy, the goal is to push the envelope, but also have fun at the same time. A lot of people, there are many who will say, "I'm just gonna shock them. I'll just say something so vile." But it's like, where's comedy is balance. So, like for example, when I was mentioning TJ 2 nights ago, it was. He would attack these audience members and then compliment them at the same time. And he always was doing that with every bit. And you're just like, wow.
It's like the up and the down.
Yeah.
And like it can be very spread apart, but as long as it's like, it comes back.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I have noticed that I can't come out the gate with a really dark joke. People are like, oh, what the heck? But if I do like a couple of like, self-deprecating kind of things.
Exactly.
Then
Get the audience to love you, get to know you, and then
Trust
you
you.
can like,
Yeah.
rapier one.
Yeah, it's harder in the beginning of comedy when you have 3 to 5 minutes, or even down on Kill Tony, you got 1 minute. That's a tough challenge. You got
that's
60
crazy.
seconds
It's so
to
crazy.
not only make them laugh, but they have to like you within such a short amount of time. If you're a dark comedian, and like the darker it is, the lighter. You have to have that crazy balance. So that's the art, and it's okay to venture out and see, but you have to keep in mind, like, they came here for laughter. You can't just like hit them in the nuts and then be like, do you like that?
Yeah, and then run away.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
all right, that's my time, folks. Yeah, and like
Yeah,
just
no.
call it. So yeah.
100%.
So that might, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's fun, but I'm proud of you, and you're doing really good, dude. Like, yeah, and don't think that you're too dark and that
Yeah.
it's
You be you.
yeah.
That's
Right.
the most important.
For sure.
Yeah.
I have a bit about that where like people are like, when you cross my line, like I think it's fun because like I'm just constantly thinking things that cross my line all the time. You know, like
Yeah.
like how do you like it? You know, like I'll think of things all day long that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can never utter those words. What a horrible thought. So there's a little bit of like, you know, whatever the word is. I offend someone else. I'm like, yeah, how does it feel?
yeah, there's a way to do that. Where like right now, like somehow ending it with like you say something so vile and then like pointing out how does that feel, like it's just a fun thing. But that's when you're talking to, keep this in mind, like, or I'm not giving you pointers or anything, I'm just when performing it's easier. I think it's easier the more people there are. A lot of comics think that, oh, there's so many people here, I'm getting really scared. And you're like, well, no, you have a better chance of hitting laugh ratio. Somebody's going to like it.
It's like the vibration, right? Like when someone starts laughing and then it kind of catches and then it kind of catches and then...
Yeah, it's contagious.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 100%. But then it's also like a double-edged sword because if
Yeah.
you bomb, then you're bombing in front of like that many more people. And
True.
you're
It's
going
true.
home like 800 people didn't like me. So
And they'll let you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, and I've been there as well. I've talked about it, I think, a couple times now, so I'm not going to go into it. But
Just real quick.
no, I'm gonna say sometimes when it's a hot room, like especially I love when a comedy club or a venue puts everybody close together and they're sitting, and there's something about like vibration.
Mm-hmm.
People are on the same wavelength. It becomes an entity. You can like
Controlled.
Yeah, it's
I feel
they're
like-
all like a wave. That's why I like the wave at a stadium when everyone does the wave. It's like this entity. Everyone's feeling it, and the cheering and the sound and the vibration. And I've done shows where at like when I used to perform at Pechanga Comedy Club years ago when it was in the basement, and you could cut the room in half. It would be 100 people loves you and 100 people hate you, and you're like, what's wrong with this side of my face? Like, is it this side of my face you guys don't like, but you guys love me? That's so weird. Like, you would think like it would be sprinkled of haters and lovers, but no, it was like right down the middle. And so you're like, this is so interesting. It's like a mass of people. When it becomes a mass of people, that's why like riots break out when there's like hordes of people, and then somebody freaks out. Like in a hot rod, that got out of hand. Like they're going and everyone's singing the song, and then all of a sudden somebody takes a trash can, throws it through a window, and then it becomes a riot. But yeah, it's because when a group of people get together, they're all on the same wavelength, and that's why, like at an open mic or when it's spread apart, people
Is that the hive mind mentality?
Yeah, their hive mind is real. It's interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, that makes me think about the people who like just all suddenly like dance themselves to death in that one town. If like there was a couple cases like that, it kind of probably is what it is. Like some person starts getting down and they're like, oh, okay, and they pick up on the vibes, and all of a sudden like people are dancing themselves to their death. Like,
isn't that what Footloose was based off of? Why it was illegal to dance because there was a town that everyone died.
What?
that's a very funny premise.
Wait. Now, okay.
I'm pretty sure
What?
that's where
they
I heard.
died?
Yeah, so I don't know if this is 100% true. I saw this online, but
I mean,
I've
we'll
heard-
take it with a grain of salt.
yeah, right. There was these people in like I don't know, like 1700s, something like that, and they were all together, and apparently like people started dancing, or one person did, and people started joining in. And eventually, like for like 3 days, like people were just standing in the road dancing, and like a couple people died from exhaustion just because they like
That's
they were
survival
like,
of the fittest.
yeah, I know. Just
And that's when ecstasy was born. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, raving. They'll rave for like 2 days straight or whatever, and people start collapsing from exhaustion. And
So that's very interesting. I've never heard of that before. Wow. But I don't think that Footloose was based on that. I think Footloose, I don't know what it's based on. I just
they were
know
like,
I really like it.
it's illegal to dance.
And the entire dance scene, killed.
right.
Hot Rod, I love the comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. That's all I have to say about that.
No, but I think that's I'm pretty sure Footloose is based on what you're describing. That like it was a town. That's why
really
they
have to
because
look
they
into
they
this.
banned the dancing. You weren't allowed to dance in the movie Footloose because casualty. It was for everyone's safety. That's what I was under the
Yeah, but
impression.
they were super Christian or super religious,
Mm-hmm.
and dancing was just unheard
Blasphemy. Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I'm sure the Bible said it somewhere.
I love the fact that Sebastian and I are the two that we're both believing in something that we saw. Like I'm talking about something in the movies and you're talking about something from the internet and she's the voice of reason. We're talking about Footloose. I love this podcast. This is so much fun.
It's the Footloose conspiracy.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Footloose
we got
conspiracy.
we gotta research this for next time.
Yeah. Well,
because I really want to know.
yeah, we'll figure something out. Sebastian, we appreciate you, and you're doing such a great job, and keep hitting it on stage. Just go dark and light at the same time. Be a yin yang symbol up there on stage. Where can everybody find you? What's your go-to, or just anywhere? Where can people find you online or in person?
In person, you can find me in the McDonald's parking lot that I live at. 2-for-1 hand jobs.
There's a lot of McDonald's, so this is a game for some people.
It's like Where's Waldo, except for the prize is depression. But you can find me online at Sabastian Littlefield C at Instagram. Yep, right there. What was I gonna say? Thank you for letting me be here. This was fun. Thank you for letting me be autistic. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.
Are you autistic?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Undiagnosed, yeah. I'm not diagnosed, and I'm sure I have a plethora of things. I don't know what. I'm not going to
we're
go. I
all
don't want to go.
undiagnosed.
Yeah. I don't
Trust
want to
me.
go have somebody tell me what I am.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm me, and you're you.
And that's
exactly why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
that's it.
Amy, where can? Amy's been pumping out content like
I'm
crazy.
pumping.
So, yeah.
I'm
She's
pajama jamma
We're both
jamming.
cab cutting together.
I know, it's so funny.
kinda
We're so
hot.
cute. We're so cute on the bed, just cap cutting. So I am posting a little bit more. I'm going to do my best to post more because I don't know, I'm finding it very fun. But mainly you can find me on IG at Shades of Despair. I am also on TikTok. I don't really, advertise it, but I've been posting more on there also. I think I'm Amy EQ. Probably. I don't remember. Amy Quirk. QUIRK. And then my website, www.abyssicreveries.com.
Now, I had to say, shout out to TikTok. They allow, I just did that KAWmedy Krow birthing reel and announcing Comedy Fest on June 21st, 2025.
And we didn't get hit on it, huh? Because you had the KAWmedy Krow crotch.
Oh, yeah, I blurred
All
it out.
fuzzy.
No, it was because on Instagram and Facebook, you can only post it has to be under 90 seconds. And we were just over 90 seconds.
My poor video on IG
So-
got cut off. I'm really upset.
Yeah,
but you can
on
see it on TikTok.
Right, on TikTok you're allowed to. So you'll just have to go on TikTok and let the people stalk, or people are like, I can't go on TikTok because there's
Yeah, but I've been stalked I've noticed.
Yeah.
I've been stalked.
Okay, sweet. I'm Christopher Key Tyler, CKT. Like, share, subscribe. Keep this thing going. We've got a lot of stuff planned coming up in the pipeline. Just September's already busy. Just going to get even busier. October 7th, I think that's what it is on the calendar. Silent Hill 2, the remake, will be on Steam, and I will be live streaming it on our YouTube channel, on my YouTube channels, Christopher Key Tyler. So you'll have to follow me and see how I do.
He's so avid.
I'm hardcore about Silent Hill, so
yeah.
I'm looking forward to playing it on Steam. And thank you so much again. And we will see you guys at Solaris, Salute, Chubby Cheeks, Lady M Bistro with Peter Marshall, Guadalajara with Peter Marshall on the panel. Peter Marshall, dude, we love you so much. Dude, we're gonna have him on the podcast again very soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.
Hey, it's KAWmedy Krow here. Thanks for watching that whole episode. That was a lot of fun. Pretty weird stuff. We got more stuff for you if you click all these other links. Check them out. It's really neat. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Bye.